Now to breaking news. Reports of shots fired here in the Loop by the Chicago Theater. You may have noticed just a few minutes ago behind Noel in his live shot, we could see multiple emergency vehicles going by. This was moments before our newscast that we were hearing about it, just blocks away from our studio.
Our Charlie DeMar is there live for us now. Charlie, what can you tell us?
Joe, an absolute disaster in the Loop right now. There is a heavy police presence here. There has been reports of a shooting right here in the Loop. We, of course, are at State and Randolph right now. We have seen first responders working on several people in the street who are presumably gunshot victims. Of course, this was an extremely busy night here in the Loop. Not only did you have the Christmas tree lighting in Millennium Park, you also had the Kindle market that was just letting out. We are hearing that the shooting happened at about 9:50, so just about 10 minutes ago, 10-15 minutes ago. Reports are that Chicago police were monitoring a group of young people in the Loop. They had their eyes on them, and at some point, this shooting happened. There were thousands of people here in the Loop tonight. You can still hear sirens and first responders coming. We have seen at least 2 victims being attended to right here in front of the Walgreens. We are steps from the Chicago Theater. It is a chaotic scene here right now. Multiple people shot. Again, a very busy night here in the Loop. The Kindle market was going on along with the tree lighting. So thousands of people enjoying the night as the Christmas festivities beginning here in Chicago, marred now by an absolute disaster, guys. We're still, of course, gathering more information, but that is what we have for right now, guys.
All right. Charlie, thank you.
Welcome back. It has been a night to celebrate in Chicago, downtown in particular, but tonight it has unfortunately taken a tragic turn. We're not sure exactly what has happened, but as you can see, there has been, according to our reporter on the scene, Charlie DeMar, a shooting in the Loop. You're looking at basically Randolph and State. You can see the Chicago Theater right there, and that's the Walgreens on the corner.
Yeah, Charlie was saying that he saw at least 2 people being treated for injuries after shots were fired there. You can see the Macy's and then the Chicago Theater, Joe, as you said. But this only just hours after the tree lighting tonight. Our reporter, Charlie DeMar, still on the scene, and we'll try and bring you new information as soon as we get it later in our newscast.
We want to get back now to that breaking news in the Loop.
We are hearing at least 2 people have been shot near the Chicago Theater on a very busy night downtown. Let's head back to our Charlie DeMar live there right at the scene. Charlie.
And Erica, just in the last few minutes, we have seen at least 3 people being loaded into ambulances. They were being worked on by first responders for quite some time and then loaded into ambulances. And just from an initial glance, they appear to be very young. Again, that's just from looking at them. We don't have any confirmations on their ages or conditions, but they have now been transferred into these ambulances. We've seen 1 ambulance leave the scene here. We, of course, are at State and Randolph. Still a very chaotic scene. The Walgreens is here, Chicago Theater is here. We've also had a number of people, this was a very busy area, as you can imagine. Thousands of people were here for the tree lighting and the Kindle market. We've had a number of people run into our studios at Washington and Dearborn because they heard the shots. Those witnesses tell our Noel Brennan that they heard at least 4 shots. And we also talked to some witnesses out here who said that they were leaving the theater when they started seeing cops coming to the scene and a lot of people running. I want you to hear what those witnesses had to say.
We're coming out of the theater and everybody just started running. We almost got knocked in the street because everybody was running that way from down here. I'm not exactly sure what happened. It is very disheartening to see this. Right. Holiday time, everybody wants to celebrate and enjoy the evening, and something like this happens.
I just heard a ping and I'm like, oh, this is real, like, go.
Were there other people running as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, so one guy hit the floor and then I'm like, okay.
So chaotic moments, obviously, for people who were just enjoying the theater, going to the Christmas tree lighting, the Kindle market. We now see another ambulance has arrived here at State and Randolph as there appears to presumably be another victim. We have seen, again, at least 3 people loaded into ambulances. They were being worked on by first responders in the middle of the street. As witnesses have said, they have heard the reports of gunshots. Several people appear to have been shot here at State and Randolph. Chicago police will be out here for quite some time. Of course, you are asked to avoid this area, guys.
All right, Charlie, thank you.
We'll be right back.
Now back to that breaking news we've been following all night in the Loop.
Let's check back with Charlie DeMar.
Hey guys, as you can see, Chicago Fire Department now is loading another victim into an ambulance right here. That is at least 4 people that we have seen loaded into ambulances and taken away from here at State and Randolph. Of course, this started as a very festive night. You had the tree lighting in Millennium Park, Chris Kindle Market. It was the first full night of that. An absolute disaster as there was reports of a shooting. And again, we have seen at least 4 people being loaded into ambulances. All of the victims at first glance do appear to be young teenagers. Witnesses who we've talked to also say that they saw groups of young people running through the loop and heard between 4 and 6 shots. We, of course, are going to continue to gather information throughout the night, and we'll be right back.
That's it for our news at 10, but we will continue to follow this breaking news happening right down here in the loop. Reports of multiple people shot.
Yeah, police squad car and an ambulance just drove by our studio, which is about a block and a half away from what you're looking at right now at State and Randolph. But our reporter on the scene, Charlie DeMar, tells us that he has seen now 5 ambulances take away what appear to be 5 victims from this shooting. It's unclear what these injuries were, though, if they were all shot. But all of these details and a lot of the information is yet to be heard.